the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. For showtimes and special events, check out www.thenewparkway.com. You are listening to High School 510, where real talk is our vernacular.
Is it off the cartoon? Because remember the cartoon I like?
It's a different storyline. This one, the cartoon was in Japan.
Kind of gross and made me throw up a little bit.
Oh, the cartoon, I love the cartoon. The thing I like about it is that it's continuing along the same similar storyline. If you watch the cartoon, then you'll know what's going on a lot faster.
I didn't watch them all because it just got a little bit too gross for me.
And it's not as bad as Attack on Titan. I turned on Attack on Titan. The first episode is seeing a giant's dick in my face. I was like, what the fuck? I was just like, Jesus. I was like, I don't know. I want to keep watching this. Everyone's like, you gotta watch it. It's great. And I'm like, it's like biting people in half and chewing them up, and then like just I see this giant dick just swinging. He's kicking over a wall. Like, why would you even build these walls? It doesn't mean nothing. This motherfucker just like could just basically just teabag this wall without effort. Oh, Taco Pablo is here.
TP.
Oh man! So can I tell y'all something? Is this recording?
Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, so I'll just tell you about this podcast schedule. I just know if I see a tree or the ocean in Jared's Instagram story, we're not having a show. so
on, bro.
When I saw that,
you said, "Oh, I got a whole day and evening."
So if I see that, I just know the show's
like
either gonna start super late.
Signal. Brandon over here reading ciphers on the internet.
I said, man, looks like Jared's nowhere near his computer right now. So I guess we're not gonna have a show.
He has a computer still with him, Brandon. He just might not have no internet service. He has a computer with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to hotspot walking through the woods.
Oh shit, Brandon broadcasting from the dark tonight. Dark Brandon. It's Dark Brandon.
Oh man, I got prescription glasses now because to match this gray hair coming in, man.
Oh, there you go, Brandon. The hairline is still crispy. The hairline is still crispy. You missed some breaking news earlier. Captain P-Funk discovered the problem of why his computer is not working.
He got it from Walmart.
His computer is a couple weeks old, and ever since he started it, it's just he can't get a consistent quality audio / video stream going. But he did say he solved the problem right before it cut him off, and he left the meeting. So.
Yeah, I figured it out. I solved it, and then he's like, "Let me do this," and then he kind of froze, and then it cut out.
Nah, it's like Independence Day. He goes, Eagle 20, Fox 1, and he gets blown to smithereens. Does anybody have any missiles left?
That movie, in Independence Day, when they were like, we're going to go battle the aliens, they had no intel on like what the ammo reserves for the aliens were. The aliens were just shooting like beams and stuff, right? Little plasma beams that would blow you up.
Right.
My question is, I understand that you got to equip yourself with as many missiles as possible, but everyone had only 5 missiles on that goddamn ship. I'm like, y'all could take out, and they got shields, so your missile might take out you down the shields, but your missile could take out one of them at a time. So you could take out at least 4, right? But then other than that, it's like we don't really know how well our bullets do against them, and our bullets don't take people down immediately. So
and before that, we have bigger guns for anti-air missiles. We have bigger anti-air missiles than they have on fighter jets. Like you would think some submarine in the ocean would just shoot a rocket at it. Oh man, that huge ass rocket didn't work. Why do we think these jets, smaller rockets, and machine gun bullets work?
We gotta at least do the battle to see if we can hurt them a little bit and make them waste some of their resources. But we don't even know anything about their resources. We just know they shoot plasma, and they got shields, and they 8.5, 9 feet tall. With not dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks. They had dreadlocks.
They had little dreadlocks.
They had South Florida dreadlocks, right?
Yeah. Come on, man. Like they just like a human brother.
They had them Stevie Wonder current day dreadlocks that they had. Captain P-Funk, have you resolved the issue?
I don't think so. This is a B plus.
Man, I heard you. Man, I heard you got your. It sounds like you got your tax refund back. Happy for you.
Tax refund.
It's too bad he didn't spend it on a better computer.
What do you mean tax refund?
The negative tax refund causing him to buy a shittier computer.
Brandon, where you do your taxes wrong on purpose, so it say you get money back, and he does sign up for the instant in your account.
I mean, my daughter? No, I don't do shit like that. I ain't had bad credit since the 80s.
Pedro got bad credit, mama.
Pedro's my credit score boosted up 300 points once I moved out. Once I moved out my parents' house, I was like, I'm free.
On the phone bill and everything.
I'm free, my grandma.
I mean, a true story. We was trying to buy a house, and I did not know that the credit score went back all the way to, what was it, Aaron? I think it was 91.
Yeah.
I had my mom's phone bill from 1991 on my credit score in 2000. And they told me to pay it off before I can buy the house.
All right, well, y'all ready to start the show?
I'm ready. I've been sitting over here playing Super Mike Tyson Punch-Out, man. Just beat the Asian dude that looked like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I don't know what's that.
Oh, yeah, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Shout out sponsorship. We'll get to
These old games are racist, dude.
We had Dark Brandon in here for a quick minute, and then we got...
I like Brandon. Claiming gray hair. I don't know gray hair. All I see is a nice hairline.
Yeah. A distinguished hairline.
Look, I'm over here doing what I call my curl over in several parts of my head now. And Brandon over here talking about, man, I got these gray hairs.
Hey, you make that trip to Turkey, man.
Brandon, you got a hairline of a 12-year-old boy.
Pedro, you want to do a quick sound test?
Yeah. Let's try it.
Did you solve?
Moving with the camera.
There you go. What was the problem? What was the issue
man.
you resolved? What was it?
Kick a freestyle for us. So you
Microsoft. I can't run. I think they don't want me to run this computer only has 2 processors.
Well, we're glad you got it resolved, Pedro, and now we can see the dusty, grainy version of you.
Yeah, man. You got a little like Sammy Sosa filter on there.
You got a little blaxploitation filter on there or something. I don't know.
Sammy Sosa filter. Come on.
This camera ain't all that hot. Actually, I'm disappointed at this computer.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna get my deal out.
You're disappointed. I think we all are disappointed in this goddamn computer, Pedro.
Let me see if I go to video settings. See what they got.
Oh man.
Do they have a setting that is other than ashy?
Yeah, it is terrible. My God.
Your walls look ashy. Your headboard look ashy. Your black ass look ashy.
Well, that's the black ass ashy part is me.
Your beard look ashy in that.
You big old Leonard Davis looking nigga.
You looking more ashy than what's that comedian, that so-called comedian activist that's up from out here, Jared? You took care of his kids at Blue Camp.
Delroy Lindo or?
Oh no, the activist.
Oh, W. Kamal Bell. I didn't take care of that
Kamal
motherfucker. They went to gymnastics camp. And he goes out there with some crunchy ass feet.
Hey man,
sandals, just toes was blinging. Like I saw him from across the street. I was sitting in the office.
Because of him.
And he's
it's all
sitting his
because
ass.
of him. The Elmwood Cafe closed and had to get new ownership, all because his dusty ass. Then he realized he was over there looking like a goddamn bum, man. You know what? He needs to spend some time in LA because I don't go outside. I rarely go outside if I ain't showered. And you know, if I showered, that means I'm caking myself in lotion. That man don't own a bottle of fucking lotion.
So do you think it was they mistook him for a vagrant because of his dusty ass feet and general lack of...
You saw how the man dressed? Look, Jared, I've been to Elmwood Cafe hundreds of times. Not once did they mistaken me for a fucking vagrant. Not one time.
You ain't never been mistaken for a vagrant?
Nope, and there's times I came there wearing gym clothes and everything else. That motherfucker is dusty, man.
Well, you stay lotioned up. You stay oiled up.
That's funny.
Well, someone needs to teach his ass that.
No, man, it's like it's the ash. It's the first thing a black dude lets go when he gets accepted by the black community is his haircut. Like, if you look at that dude's hair, like, he does not go to a black barbershop. That's the first thing you stop.
He don't go to a barbershop at all, Brandon. I don't think he go to a barbershop.
Secondly, you can start taking a little more time in between haircuts. Next thing that happens is, oh man, I'm gonna go to the store. Do I need lotion? I don't need it this time. And that just goes on for 3 months. And then you get done with feet like W. Kamal Bell. I'm just saying, those are the signs that you're a little too close to white culture, is that the little things start to pop up.
The little things?
It's little things. Like, there'll be signs. There'll be signs.
All right, well, let's start the show. Welcome, ladies and
TKO by the Indian dude.
Who?
Sorry. I got TKO by the Indian dude and Mike Tyson punch out, man.
Oh, man. Shit, be careful.
Turning this shit off.
Man, Aaron over here, Retro Gaming. Welcome to
the... what's that dude's name? Tiger Lily?
Tiger Lily, man.
That
TKO.
ain't racist.
Well, on this screen, it's hard to see that jewel that shine. Told you, man, they all racist, man. Every character is racist except Mike Tyson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and on the Twitter at Horcrux Hipster. Also, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/High Score 510. Also, be sure to check out our TikTok at the High Score 510 since we were banned. The original page is the High Score 510. I'm putting out clips here and there. And hallelujah, holla back. And we are here with...
This is AG3 coming at you faster than WNBA players celebrating that Caitlin Clark lost.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to talk about that today.
They were more excited than anybody else. They're more excited than South Carolina.
All right, well, here's your soundbite, Aaron. Speaking of South Carolina, Charleston White. Well, Charleston, South Carolina is a place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, him on the fan bus.
Hey, baby.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Tiffany.
How you doing, Tiff?
Good. How are you?
I'm all doing all right.
So I'm from Georgia. Where are you from?
Texas?
Texas. Nice. You like Barbies?
No.
No?
You like niggas?
Yeah.
I like how she's sitting there.
I know this my soundbite, man. How the hell this my soundbite? Then why the hell is he on the fan bus? I think fan bus is great anyway. Now that just really make sure I don't go to any of those.
Give us a rating, Aaron. Fan bus, good content?
Nah, and it usually ain't.
We gotta create a rating system for your purveyor of.
I come up with one in the middle of the night that I don't want to make.
How many Boberts is it?
That's 0 fan buses.
0 Boberts.
It's basically when you got Instagram people that want to start, they know they want to start getting into porn. They got their OnlyFans page, but they ain't blowing up enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're Instagram people, they're like, damn, I'm not successful. I didn't make enough money on Instagram. Now I'm not making it in OnlyFans. So then they call up the chick that run Fan Bus. That was a former Instagram girl. And it's like, oh man, this is where we go. It's a bad start.
So is the fan bus kind of like the minor leagues? It's like a independent circuit.
The minor league, very minor league bang bus. And if you live in a big city, you never go to a minor league game. Like there's a reason why minor league cities are not in the same places where big leagues, because they don't work out.
Fan bus, the minor league of the industry. Shout out sponsorship. And usually puts out 0 Bobert content. What's the maximum number of Boberts? Like, what's the highest Bobert score? Like,
come on, Jared, man. We ain't making this Bobert show right now. We still an introduction.
Okay, just checking if you wanted to we flesh it out. And we are here with
Hey, everybody's favorite truck driver, Captain Pete Clark. Coming at you like a dude that worked 14 days straight. I'm tired.
Here's your tired ass soundbite. Compliments of a No Jumper podcast with some nigga that I have no idea who he is, or I kind of get what he's trying to say.
If you my friend, bro, you just gonna be real, folks. You ain't. First of all, me being friends with Remo, I would assume you what's the opposite of homosexual?
Heterosexual.
I would assume his ass is a homosexual, and he different. So if he was not a homosexual,
you gotta say heterosexual.
A heterosexual. So if he was ahead of the sexuals, bro, I'm gonna assume that you ahead of the sexuals and bro ahead of the sexuals too. I'm already ahead of the sexuals. So I'm assuming everybody who hangs with me is ahead of the sexuals, bro.
Just stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah.
You hear me irregular internet, and I had to send that to him.
And we are here with.
Oh, that is Brandon, aka Taco Pablo, aka Dark Brandon. Just out here ready to start the show.
Well, shout out, since it's Dark Brandon. We got a little clip of your boy who visited your state and you had brunch with at your house, Joe Biden.
The beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earth Rider, thanks for the Great Lake.
Please, Trump, save us.
I hope Trump is not losing it. Please tell me you take that.
Please. I bet you this nigga don't even know the 99-cent store closed.
That's tight.
Oh, Lord.
Jeff, the name you know. That's what he needs to do. We need to do Jeff, the name. He needs to stop campaigning. Don't show his face. Don't do the interviews. Distinguished gentleman campaign. Biden, the name you know.
This is our option, man.
God damn it. I'm still holding out for a miracle at the convention.
Okay.
I'm holding out. Because all it takes is like a stiff breeze, him to fall down in his head. Like then they go panic mode. We got to actually figure this out.
Well, I think they do. The Dems, DNC needs to do something. They've been playing the centrist.
For Pete Buttigieg.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. The person they put up there is probably Mayor Pete, who could stop that boat from that bridge in Baltimore. I'm just saying.
Come on.
Shout out to the Dems. Get your shit together. And my name is Jared, aka DJ Art, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jart. And here's my woke answer to all y'all bitches.
Yeah, keep it up, assholes, because guess what? One day I'm going to get laid by the hottest of age goth chick that's biologically female. And it's going to be consensual, and she'll be alive. And on top of that, y'all going to be jealous as fuck, because I ain't going to say shit about it. Because quite frankly, that's none of your business. A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
Sorry.
You follow some weird people, Jared.
Sorry.
Y'all gonna be so jealous because I ain't saying shit. It is WrestleMania week. WrestleMania weekend. I'm not watching or paying for the pay-per-view, but I saw that on night 1, The Rock and Roman Reigns defeated Cody, Rhodes, and whoever the fuck his teammate was. That's what I saw on Instagram, so that's tight. WrestleMania.
Yeah, Rock looks old, man. He looks his age.
Yeah.
He looks fine standing still, but once he starts doing those moves, you realize he ain't built like that no more.
It ain't 25 years ago.
He builds for movie speed, not live speed.
He is not 97 Rock anymore.
Man, he should just do his Hulk Hogan. Just do my 3 moves. I have a 10-minute match. I'm out, guys.
Come on.
No reason for me to do this.
Still, arguably the greatest role that The Rock ever got off his career in a movie was that in the Reno 911 movie. That just amazing.
Yeah, the Reno 911 movie, but what was the other movie with Mark Wahlberg? And,
the other guys. He was also and Samuel L. Jackson. Great.
great 4 minutes of a movie there.
Yeah, just great cameo. Great, just put it on it. You thought you were getting something that you didn't. You're like, oh, they got us. To honor WrestleMania week, I just want to know who is on your wrestling Mount Rushmore. Who are the 4 greatest wrestlers?
Were you in the wrestling, Pedro, at any point? I feel like everybody has their wrestling era. You get into it for at least a week at some point in your life.
Well, first.
Ooh, Pedro is talking, but his computer is computering.
No, we can hear you now, though.
No, yeah, go ahead, Pedro.
Mine, I would say Macho Man Randy Savage.
You're going to be defending against the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. What's the cup for?
WrestleMania 3, Pontiac, Michigan. Yeah, 90,000 plus people watching right there. And this is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Junkyard Dog. Coco Beware.
Yeah! Everybody get up! Everybody get down! Get real shut your stuff because the Birdman's in town!
I appreciate that.
And Akeem, the white dude.
We're talking about the white dude that was our team, right?
Yeah, what was it? Was that the tugboat or was the big? No, it was the big boss man. I can't remember who he was at first, but he turned into Akeem.
Behold! Akeem!
Akeem? Akeem, wait a minute, Slick. I recognize this man as the one-man gang.
No! This is Akeem! Don't you ever refer to him as a one-man gang again.
Hey, wait a minute, one-man gang? You think I just got off the...
Didn't you hear him, you thick-headed fool? From now on, I will be known as Akeem. I'm reborn tonight, the greatest night in history.
Yeah, Hakeem the Dream.
Wasn't he one man gang? Or one gang?
One man gang. Those are my favorite coon characters.
Slick and Akeem. His name is Slick. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know how many people go by Slick, but that usually connotates something a little seedy. Taco Pablo or AG3. Who are yours?
Mine are Bret the Hitman Hart.
I am going to destroy you, Jerry Lawler, and I can promise you I am going to take you to the gallows, and you will be excellently executed.
Oh, who is it? God damn it, it just slipped my tongue.
Is it Ric Flair?
No. He was a little before my time. I didn't watch WCW. It came on too late.
Ted DiBiase.
It was Ted DiBiase. He was one of my favorites. Ted DiBiase.
Mr. Perfect?
Oh, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake, okay.
And my final one is The Godfather.
Man, I want you to reach in that bag, roll a fatty for this pimp daddy, light that sticky green up and say, "Pimpin' ain't easy!"
Dude, some of these people would not be allowed to be on wrestling today.
Right.
A lot of people just knew how crazy wrestling was.
We met the Godfather at a car show back in, I think, 01 or 02.
Okay.
I was after before he was managing that strip club in Vegas.
I'm not sure.
Taco Pablo, who is on your Rushmore?
I got Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh no. 5 beers. Oh no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
I got the Acolytes Protection Agency, Farouk and Bradshaw, putting them both there as a team. I just like to go around and just go beat up people for money. I just thought that was just one of the underrated storylines.
Let's drink beer, gamble, and then go beat people up in jeans and cut off t-shirts.
Damn.
It's like the temps at Pedro's office.
Exactly. I would probably say Ultimate Warrior and Bret Hart. I think those are my guys right there. Honorable mention to Razor Ramon, Ravisher Rick Rude.
Everybody say hello to the bad guy, Razor Ramon. I come from the gutter, and look at me now. My name in lights, dripping in gold, and oozing machismo.
I love Razor Ramon. When he came out, he was my favorite.
Oh yeah,
he'll be dying.
Hey Chico.
Hey Chico.
Hey,
I'll tell you something.
Man. Oh no, what's the guy from WCW? I forget his name right now.
Guy from what?
Mexican dude from WCW. Just go, orale.
What, Eddie Guerrero?
No,
fuck, what's his name? I know who you're talking about. And they started the Latino New World Order.
yeah.
God damn it! What is?
I'm right about Eddie
I just
Guerrero.
had his name like right on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, Conan.
Conan, yeah, Conan.
Back with Bobby the Brain Heenan. The fans here in Oakland, California are pumped for Thunder on the air.
Oaktown. Let me speak on this. ¡Órale! ¡Arriba la raza!
Yeah, there's a bunch of honorable mentions. A lot of dudes are like, I like the Dudley Boys.
Devon, get the table! Devon, get the table! Hey, you heard the man, he said, Devon, get the table!
They were always fun to watch. Shawn Michaels was good in the beginning. And then who hasn't tried to like tombstone their sibling at some point? That's the Undertaker.
WCW was like doing like a Walmart version of what WWE was doing, but they went for it with this one.
Now, Conan of the New World Order. K-Dog. K-Dog. Of course, last week.
Yeah, you see the upper stands in this video. There's nothing up there. That's just a facade. It's actually not even stands there. That's not even. Those aren't even.
Not even people.
WCW is doing ballrooms.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, what's the show? They had a damn video game out.
Well, they would do their big shows on their big nights, but this is Nitro. It says Nitro, Monday Nitro. Right. So I don't know what ballroom they were at, but
I don't know what the Keats Inn they were going at.
Well, I guess on my Rushmore, I'd have to go The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels. I have to give it to Shawn Michaels, and just as for having staying power, like, I appreciate both these guys. My last two are two guys that came from tag team title groups. Is Shawn Michaels, he was the Rockers, and he was the character of DX. You know what I'm saying? Like Triple H was the attitude and it was like the muscle and kind of like the direction, but Shawn Michaels was like the wild card. All the other guys were all right. You know, Road Dogg was all right. Billy Gunn was all right, and X-Pac, whatever, they were all. But Shawn Michaels was like the one that was like the character, and actually was still a tight wrestler. And then my boy Booker T. Who?
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Who?
This shit would have been on there. Oh, my bad.
My old school though, if I had to like go generation before that, honorable mention would be Macho Man. Razor Ramon's close on that list. You know what I'm saying? I like Chris Benoit before he went full Chris Benoit. He was a tight wrestler to me. I liked him a lot.
Jake the Snake had the demons that Chris Benoit had without the roid rage.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Jake the Snake did a good job of just, just got hooked on opiates.
The greatest interviews.
Oh yeah, and he could do he could cut some great promos, and he could do pretty good impersonations of other wrestlers. There was a clip of him, Jake the Snake. Let me see if I can find that real quick, and then
Everybody was hyped. I remember when we used to have those main events. Everybody be hyped when Jake the Snake came out. He may have been America's favorite wrestler, late '80s.
Yeah, man. But then you had your alcoholic uncle, Roddy Piper, come out.
Yeah, he was in and out. Anybody know why he was in and out in the late '80s? I remember he couldn't wrestle for a while. I think he had a back. No, Roddy Piper.
Yeah, he was out. I think he got hurt. That's why he was out for a while. Remember, he was like.
But he used to do all promos. Yeah, he did all promos, never wrestled. He did promos for like 2 or 3 years.
You said Pedro, when the old guys wrestle now, all they do, they get so old and they come back and all they can do is slap people.
Exactly. They ain't hip tossing, they ain't body slamming, they ain't doing none of that. They ain't going up for a suplex. Nope. They can't do that.
Yeah, man.
That's why I give a shout out to Ric Flair, because he was doing that. He had that kidney injury or whatever, or that back injury.
I think he's been in multiple plane crashes too.
Yeah, but he was still doing his stunts. He was still getting suplex and getting dropped, and other guys wasn't with that.
Alcohol's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Flair was tough for that.
Here's a Jake the Snake clip of him talking about a Macho Man story.
Here's the story. I'm in the locker room behaving myself, not minding a soul. In fact, I believe I was cleaning the washcloth, blackboards off, and I was making it nice for everybody. And Macho walks in. He's like, "All right, brother, we're gonna do it tonight, I guess. Huh? That's the story fucking going around. We're gonna get down and do it." Yeah, dude, sounds great. And he's like, "We gotta take care of a little business first, though." I'm like, "What?" "About the snake." "Yeah. Has he been fixed or not?" "Fixed? You mean poisonous?" He goes, "Yeah, that might be the fucking problem." I'm like, "Randy, of course he's been fixed." He goes, "Maybe he has and maybe he hasn't. Stranger things have happened in the WWE. Somebody wants the Macho Man's Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship title.
It's just you and him.
A poisonous snake on him, and that fucking rest is history. Macho's dead, Snake's the champ." I'm like, "Dude, are you fucking..." "Jake, I'm just telling you this. He has to bite you. Now."
Wow. Whoa.
I'm like, "What?" He goes, "If that, we got to go at it right now, me and you." And he's up in my fucking face with his fist. I'm like, "Fuck, man, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
And shout out to Jake Snake Roberts telling that Macho Man story. Macho Man was a crazy motherfucker. Hawking Slim Jims and stuff, too. In other news, the NCAA women's tournament has come to an end, with South Carolina defeating Brandon's hometown team, the Iowa Buckeyes, in the finals.
The Iowa Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes, yeah, sorry.
The Buckeyes.
Iowa Hawkeyes, my bad. Anyways, defeating them and completing a undefeated perfect season. What do you guys think about that?
I would just say, well, I texted the group about this between the UConn and Iowa game. That was probably one of the worst moving screen calls I've seen in a while. So for people who didn't watch it, UConn's down 1. They have the ball with about 9 seconds left. They're trying to get the ball to their best players. Girl set the screen for her. She may or may not move her foot, but it was so far away from the ball, it didn't really matter. They call a moving screen and give Iowa the ball back. I go back and forth, right? Because we saw this in the Super Bowl with like Bradbury and the Chiefs and the Eagles. It's a call, but do you call it when the game's on the line?
It's in the room. If you call it in the first quarter, you call it in the end of the game.
Well, it's one of those things, like, it didn't seem like it was affecting the play at all.
They were trying to get open. The girl, that was who was going to shoot, the girl who she was screaming. So it did affect that.
I'll be honest with you, after I've looked at it, that was like a bad play call.
Well, no, it wasn't even, because the girl that had the ball should have just went to the basket and scored and tied it. But she stopped, it held up and waited for that screen.
Yeah, it looked funky. And I'm like,
she had a wide open. The one with the ball had a wide open.
What's his name? Gino? For him to make a call like that, as a genius, as a big genius he is, it looked like they was all confused. Because they looked like he was running in motion to the same side of the court. And I'm like, that didn't look like it was going to go anyway. It still looked like she had a defender right in her face. So I don't know. But shout out to the woman, man, for making the thing exciting and making it more exciting than the man. Although I'm hyped about Zach Edey, and I had no idea that the men's Connecticut team, because I haven't been following college basketball, those is all some large niggas. That is a big team. Everybody on that team is 6'10" and up. And I'm like, damn, if I'd have known that, I would have picked them to be in my bracket favorite. Those are some huge niggas on UConn. Those are some big dudes. They look like the New York Yankees. They are big. But the ladies, I want to give a shout out to that Brazilian chick on South Carolina with the big head. She played good today. She's not on post moves, but she played excellent defense. She's got a real big head though, and she kind of scares me. Some of the other girls look like they could have played on the men's team. Number 2 and number 12. for South Carolina. Shout out to y'all for doing y'all thing, taking the hormone pills and make yourself look like a man to compete with the highly talented women.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I'm just grateful that the women game is growing like this.
All right. Well,
I'm grateful. I'm happy. I like to see pretty women play, but then you got the two girls from South Carolina taking those man hormones and ruin everything.
Hey man, it's exciting, but it's like big paws on a puppy. You don't know how big it's going to really get, or if it's just going to get hit by a car and you'll be excited about it next week. You don't know.
Pedro, I think you left out the part about them being nappy-headed hoes. Otherwise, a complete assessment.
They got lucky. They had a couple. They weren't as bad as that. With that Rutgers team that he was talking about, that Don Imus was talking about. They weren't. That was some rough stuff.
Hey, but you got to give it to the women today. Now wearing wigs out on the court, so you don't have that problem. They're using professional eyelashes, and they're using professional.
2 pounds of makeup. Chloe Kitts would have probably had a 20-point, 10 rebound game if she had smaller lashes and less makeup on.
Exactly.
Jesus,
she don't need to wear all that damn makeup, especially on the court. And she can hoop. That team's gonna be around, man. She only a sophomore, and those 2 freshmen balled out.
Yeah, it was a good matchup, and Iowa brought it to within 5 in the final 4 minutes, but wasn't able to overtake South Carolina. And South Carolina's, as Pedro described it, just size and athleticism, I think, wore down on Iowa. Some magic almost happened, but it didn't quite happen. Some other news from the week was in the Final Four when Iowa defeated LSU and took down Angel Reese and was it Kim Mulkey?
Kim Mulkey, Angel Reese, Flage.
Flage.
That team was Haley Van Lith.
That other team that was too flamboyant, but also everything Pedro said. But a couple beautiful white women on the squad.
I didn't know why they had Flage not guarding Caitlin Clark. I mean, if somebody's named after their dad or their daddy's rap name, she's probably the most athletic girl on the team.
He's stupid.
Her dad's rap name. I'm not lying. He died while her mom was pregnant with her. I know the story.
Oh shit.
His name was Camouflage or Flage, whatever, and that's why the mom named her Flage.
Oh well,
tragedy.
Nigga died in Atlanta. Yeah, it's a big tragedy. Only state where niggas gotta have their guns by their side while pumping gas.
Only state in America where a black gas station will get shot at every 8 hours.
These two.
Look up the stats. Look up the stats. It was literally they were talking about that rapper. I forgot his name. That died now, like young rapper. All his videos was filmed at a gas station.
They be filming at gas. Why is that in Atlanta?
It's like, see, this is why the kid died. I was explaining this is why the kid died. You gun toting on the internet with a pile of money.
He got shot at that gas station, right?
I don't know if he got shot at the gas station or got shot. I thought he got shot at his house, but I'm not sure. They just promote violence and ignorance. So
it is unfortunate what some of the rap game has become.
You know what I was looking forward to? I really wish that Audi Crooks and Alyssa Pele would have made it into like the closer to the Elite Eight at least, because they were fun to watch. They're sweet girls. I like them. I didn't know that Pele was on USC the year before. She transferred.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, the big girl that played for Utah. That was balling. Yeah. She was hitting threes and posting up. She was balling. She was fun to watch. The Samoan chick.
But do you guys think that the women's tournament has now surpassed the men's tournament? But will it be able to sustain that? I think it has. This year, it definitely surpassed the storylines.
But I think, Jared, you're leaving out. There was the overreaction to COVID just because the college game basketball season lost their tournaments when they guaranteed everyone that was in college could get an additional COVID year. That is what really changed a lot, because a lot of these teams, think about it, like, for example, Iowa, Caitlin Clark would have been playing with 4 new starters if it wasn't for that rule, because Kate Martin wouldn't be able to play one more year, and neither would Gabby Marshall. instead of just losing 2 starters last year, she would have been losing all of them, right? So she wouldn't have made it as exciting as it is. Same with LSU. A lot of these teams had people who got that extra year, whereas normally like they would have fallen off. So I think you had stars. I think you have what the men's game don't have. You have names and household stars, right? But you also have great supporting cast. A lot of times what hurts the women's game. So, we did the women's tournament, me and Duck again. And usually in the past, we used to just select all the higher seeds. There's been several years we end up tied. We just
right. He's like, yeah, because for a long time, it was UConn, it was Tennessee, Stanford might do it. Like,
go through history of the women's tournament. The 1 seed has go look at how many Final Fours where it was just all 1 seeds. Go look at how many Sweet 16s it was 1, 2 versus 3, 4 Elite Eights. Hell, this year 2 of the brackets had 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3, and the other ones had 1 versus 5 and 2 versus 3. I mean, women's game, like I said, the difference is I think in this year you had a strong supporting cast for a lot of these people. So I don't know if it can be sustained. I hope so. It's growing. I mean, there's a lot of good high school women waiting to come up. We'll see how they play when they get here. Hopefully they don't get hurt or anything. But hopefully they can be sustained. But I think where the extra COVID year has hurt the men's game already was hurt by the one and done, right? And I think we started seeing that. We started seeing the older teams. That's why if you look, the last 2 Final Fours have been older teams. And Calipari, while he is the dick and was making excuses, part of it is right. And he's not right for him because he had an older team. But these younger teams are struggling, even with the superstars and the best college freshmen, against these teams that have a bunch of 22 and 21 and 23-year-olds, whereas the women game are excelling by having these older players still there and still continue their career, which was nice. But next year is our last COVID year, right? Next year will be
Well, I think the way it's structured, though, what you're saying is the way it's structured is it behooves women to stay in college longer because of the NIL deals. And so because of that, you're getting the stars and the better players to stay longer. You're getting more of that classic college rivalry where you had a set of teams, like you had the Duke years, you had, all these teams that had 3 and 4 year starters going at it in the NCAA tournament for that set of years, year after year, for those players, saying tenure, and you get storylines, you get a little bit of animosity, or you get, just that thing that you can grip onto and want to see again. It's like, oh man, like it's not just like every year is an anonymous year nowadays because we know the teams that are the top teams in the country, but because of the transfer portal and NIL, saying shaking that up, but then also the fact that a lot of these players are one and done regardless. It's hard to, really tell. The teams that get good recruiting classes, but you're also not getting, these storylines of knowledge of like these players and what they're developing into, what their game is. You see it for a season. If they're really good, a lot of times they're gone. You don't really get to see it for multiple seasons. So I think that's where the NCAA men's tournament has fallen and continued to fall, and now is becoming second fiddle to the women's tournament, which you're starting to see the growth. And maybe this is like, late 80s into 90s, or even probably before that, 80s, 90s tournament stuff that is happening now in the women's game, which is a good thing, right?
I mean, we had a generational squad, a generational player that really piqued a lot of people's interest in Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I mean,
but we're also coming out of the UConn, like basically 20-year dominance, or 15-year dominance, where it was not a question of who was going to win the title in women's basketball. Now you're seeing, because of maybe the NIL, because of the COVID stuff, you're seeing a generation of these players, these really good players that are coming into this moment in time, and they're capturing a big part of the sports world in America. So I think that's cool, and maybe it doesn't sustain, but I think it can. I think everything is pushing it to sustaining and maintaining, especially with these players having more say and sway about where they go, and playing the 4 years and making money instead of going to the WNBA and maybe not even making a roster.
At least 3 of the players that people follow were freshmen. So you're talking about the girl from USC, the girl from UConn,
the light-skinned girl for South Carolina. She's a freshman. There's some freshmen out there, so they have a chance.
Well, after the loss,
that's a dope name.
After the loss, LSU star Angel Reese came out, and this caused kind of a little media storm. Everyone's focused on Caitlin Clark and the positivity, but Kim Mulkey with the the swirling reports of a potentially scathing article.
I read that article was a dud.
Oh, it already came out?
Yeah, that shit.
You know what? You know what?
Shit, man.
I'm glad it was a dud. She proved everybody. She even had all those liberal talk shows
It came
talking
off
about.
bad. It came off as like, dude was basically talking about like her basically ignoring different parts of her life to be dedicated to winning. It was shitty, man.
Oh,
like, man, basically everywhere, every male coach do. That's all I have to say. Don't even bring that
They
shit.
tried to pin her up against the wall. Them damn liberals tried to say, "Oh, she's rough. Oh, she's abusive with the girls," and even your girls in Mill Hill was like, "Man, that shit was
that
weak."
horrible article written by the LA Times writer.
Yeah,
all right. Well, I'm glad that y'all read the article. I didn't know. I know it was it created a firestorm around the tournament time.
No, it created some hype around maybe it was behind a paywall at Washington Post. That shit sucked.
Oh, it's behind a paywall too. Like, you didn't want to use one of your free articles for it?
Oh, you didn't find that free article because it was shitty.
Well, Angel Reese, who had, you know what I'm saying, been the face of the LSU team and the kind of, I would classify it as the antagonist of the storyline that they were building about Caitlin Clark in the women's game, the LSU.
Hold on. Now I'm gonna have to stop you there, Jared. Yeah. You're coming off of just watching this tournament.
No. I'm talking about this is part of the brand. This is
Angel Reese did this shit herself, Jared. Man, she was the villain in high school. She played that role. She talked shit. Look up her videos. Go look up her in high school.
Okay. Well, they are playing the villain. Okay. I was just trying to say antagonist. So they're just a full-on villain.
That was who she wanted to be. It made her money, Jared. She leaned into it more. She leaned into it last year. And look, let's be real. She was obnoxious in that game. She was in that game last year in the finals. Mm-hmm. And she tried to paint the story. I did the same thing she did, right? But the thing is, Caitlin Clark never did this John Cena thing in no one's face. She just did it after she made a three, running down the court, looking at her bitch. Angel Reese is doing it in her face, pointing to her ring finger. That was obnoxious, Jared. Just be fucking real about it. That's all I say.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
No, because I'm tired of this.
Another AG3 sugar.
Angel Reese's point about the whole thing is she's only the villain because she did it against her. But I'm saying Steph Curry does the same thing in Boston. Everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, he's showing his dominance against Boston." Like they play that clip. The NBA plays that clip of him pointing to his ring finger against Boston. People, the male side does that all the time.
Someone's face. She was in her face. Now she didn't like point like Curry's playing to the crowd.
Curry does that to people's faces. Yeah.
No,
let's be real. He does that to people's
faces. Shit up. We can look at it right now.
Pull up Clay. One.
AG3 sugar.
Thing in the chat. You got me feeling like a guy in Atlanta pumping gas.
What about people who do the too small sign when they make a layup?
People talk shit about those guys.
They do shit.
Who usually do it? Patrick Beverly. They get shit talked about.
But now a lot of people do that.
Hey, hold on. That was almost what trying to fight at the Lakers game.
Hold on. Stop. Aaron, just stop. You triggered yourself so bad. I didn't get to introduce any part of the story. This nigga just started going off on Angel Reese.
Because you're about to introduce and just play. You playing it to a side.
I'm not playing it to a side. What do you mean I'm playing it to a side? So Angel Reese, the villainous bitch that she is, had this to say. I'm sorry, she's not a villainous bitch, but she played a villainous bitch. Had this to say after their loss.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, I'm still a human. all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm gonna always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are, keep waking up every day, keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down, and just be confident.
What if you got diabetes and you lost the toe? Yeah, that they cut off the toe.
Stand as many toes down as you can. That's what she's saying.
10 toes, man.
Well, what do you guys think about Angel Reese's show of vulnerability here in speaking about?
She just lost an important game, man. She's gonna be emotional. I don't think she said anything super interesting. I think what Emmanuel Acho said about it made it a bigger thing than anything.
I have that.
Jared, he really went on.
I have this to say. This is what Emmanuel Acho. Well, we already heard what Aaron had to say.
that was the PG version of what Emmanuel Acho.
Emmanuel Acho kicked it into high gear with his non-binary, non-gendered assessment of Angel Reese's vulnerability.
I'm about to give a gender-neutral, racially indifferent take. Now, if you want to say, well, Acho, cater your take based upon gender, Acho, cater your take based upon race, I will understand that. But I'm about to give a gender-neutral, racially indifferent take. Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Because if you want to act grown, which she has, if you want to get paid like you grown, which you are, if you want to talk to grown folks like you grown, which you did, post-game when you told a coach for an opposing team, watch your mouth. If you want to tell people, get your money up, then post-game when you take an L, you just got to take it on the chin. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the villain. Shout out to you, because you were the second best basketball player on the court, and it was not close. Outside of Caitlin Clark, it was you. 17 and 20, dog. Showed up, biggest game, second biggest game of your career. Absolute dog, but you can't under any circumstance go to the podium and now try to ask for individuals to give you sympathy. No one has sympathy for the villain. You painted the bullseye on your back. Why are you surprised when people shoot at you? So if you want to act grown, if you want to pose grown, if you want to talk grown, if you want to talk to grown folks grown, then you got to take the L like you grown. Because what frustrated me is when you want to be the villain, but you want to hope for sympathy like a hero.
I like Shady McCoy's face right there. He's like, "Oh man, you about to look at your mentions down. Don't look at your mentions down."
No, he agreed with them. That was the problem. Caitlin, the only person that didn't agree with them was Joy. Shady agreed with them. Shady was like, Joy tried to bring sexualization, the death threats, and Shady's like, shit, we all got death threats. He's like, he's like, if you're an athlete, you playing in a town, you fuck up in a game, you lose, you win. He's like, you winning too much, you get death threats. He was like, we all got it. He goes, I had DMs full of it and emails full of it. And then they brought up the sexualization and they talked about the deep fakes.
First of all, can I just say fuck Emmanuel Acho? But other than that, we keep the conversation going.
Yeah. Well, I think Acho brought up good points if you're talking to somebody that is everything but a professional athlete at this point. But at the same time, but also I think a value point that I heard, also talked about is that they're still people. There's still a young woman that's just 21, 22 now. These are young people. These are people, and these characters that we put on them for marketing, for branding, for the sake of, how to, play into, building up, trumping up support or people against you in the sport to make more money for whatever. Like, these are still people. And yes, those things you're going to get the general response, but you're still a person. You do, deserve some kind of, I guess, just general, respect and care for. And yes, I do hate the 49ers. So let's get back to
I take the 49ers. So I get, and so I was gonna let you finish because I've heard you talk shit and call people dog shit and worst thing ever. Especially during football season. I've heard you call people on your own team the Cowboys. and I was gonna wait till you finish before I brought that up. I'm like, come on, Jared, get off this fucking horse you on. And the second thing is this: to quote Don Draper, what's the famous quote?
That's what the money's for.
That's what the money's for. She got paid, but Jared, you don't understand how much these athletes are getting paid. These college athletes. I think the next thing they're going to be paid employees soon. They're getting paid now. They're getting paid now. And people like Angel Reese are getting paid more than anyone else. And that spotlight that she's given and wants more of got her paid even more. She was one of the top 10 college athletes in pay. Top 10, and that's including football players. That's including Caleb Williams, who's in Shador Sanders. Caleb Williams had a penthouse apartment in downtown LA. And Shador Sanders is driving a Lamborghini, right? And she's in the top 10. So that's what the money's for.
I don't think because you make a lot of money, other people get to talk whatever they want to say to you.
No.
Like the deep fake stuff is an issue. Like that kind of stuff is that's a big
I'll be honest.
But
Now, Jared, we know how much I peruse these sites, right? I peruse these sites. I've seen a lot of deep fakes. I do not like them. I do not thrown on. I'm like, what the
Pedro, is that regular?
Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you that I hate the deep fakes. I hate them. And there's some guy that's on P-Tracks who uploaded like 100 deep fakes. Pissed me the fuck off because he put the faces over some good scenes with some good face. Like I don't want to see whatever her name is, the one that just won the Oscar, Emma, whatever her name is.
Emma Watson? No, Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see her face. Man, the girl who put the face over is fine as hell, fine ass redhead girl. I don't want to see this shit. I ain't seen Angel Reese one time on a deep fake.
I'm glad that hasn't happened.
I've seen a lot. I've seen Emma Stone. I've seen a bunch of other people. I have not seen her deep fake.
Right, I can't tell if you're complaining right now.
No, it's a
point out evidence.
It's a problem for women, but also she's a woman athlete.
Okay, it's a celebrity problem. It's a celebrity women problem.
It's a woman problem because men aren't having the same impacts or having the same fears of having deep fake porn or
you put my face on top of a fucking Lexus Steele's body. That's a guarantee that nobody gonna watch that fucking scene. You can't put Pedro's face on top of Mr. Marcus' body and be like, oh man, people gonna watch this shit. No.
We don't see their face that much though, so I don't think it's an issue.
You see it enough. So 2 times you see it, you're gonna be like, God damn it.
Well, I also appreciated, Joy's take on being like, men do this. And I think there is a certain double standard. And I think it gets back to part of what we're talking about is like the women's basketball, the women's game is still years behind the progress. Like the NBA, had to grow and build and develop. And it took a couple generations of players before it blew up into the massive global thing that it is, right? And I think women's basketball in the United States is doing the same thing. And so there is going to be double standards. And I'm not saying that they're right. I'm just saying that these are the things that we can then point out and we can discuss it. But I think that Emmanuel Acho's points were solid. Let me just say solid and on. They were tactically sound, but at the same time, she's a person. She's probably 15, 20 years younger than you. She's a college-age kid. I would love to see Emmanuel Acho be like, if you do these things, like then like what, as a professional high-level athlete that's got notoriety, especially because Emmanuel Acho was a premier athlete. Same thing with Shady McCoy, but these guys didn't have the same period of time with NILs and social media in the same way, and how it's even more being honed into like creating your brand or being always just on camera. But like to hear them give some input on how you handle it, and then just still afford her the fact that she's still a human, she's still a person. And although she played these roles in public, which a lot of times people will blur the lines of the public persona and the public figure versus who they really are. It's a balance. It's what you put out there, but it's also how our very complex country and its social and racial and historical influences people, how they're received in different communities across the country. So
someone else said she's from the younger generation, and the thing that makes her money is the thing that also brings us on, which is social media, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to hear death threats. There's no way it could come to you. I mean, Hank Aaron got letters.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get death threats and people talking shit if you hop off social media. That's what the money's for, because it also brought her billions of dollars.
Yeah, and I hope that's
but my thing is like the millions of dollars doesn't matter. Like you gotta take it out of the equation because it doesn't matter because there are people on that team that also got death threats that aren't Angel Reese that aren't making that money. And just because other people got death threats doesn't diminish your death threat that comes to you, right? Like you could say Hank Aaron got death threats. You can say Jackie Robinson got death threats. You can say whoever else got death threats. But that wasn't to her. Like she's talking about her experience that she's experiencing right now. And so to make it about other people is not fair to her just in general, to not necessarily deal with her, not letting her express it, something about her. And then number two, to dismiss it because she makes money doesn't make sense either, right? And it's one thing, like, and if you don't say anything about it, like you're just you're empowering those people to do it more. Like you're not bringing awareness to the situation to actually change it, right? You're basically saying, well, if you're a professional athlete and you sign into Instagram, basically you should be ready for death threats. Like that's not what it should be, right? Like that's not what it should be, right? But you got to like start saying about it, start the conversation, keep the conversation going. Like, hey, like this is what's happening to me because I play basketball for a team you don't like.
How are we gonna go about stopping that?
But we're not talking about stopping it. We're talking about making it aware right now. Like that's the stage we're at now. Like because right now, but your position was just dismissing like, oh, other people get death threats. You make a lot of money. You get on social media, and I'm saying like that's the point of her saying that is just to say like this is what's happening to me in my life, and like this shouldn't happen.
Sorry to hear that, Angel. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you can afford to live in some place that's nicer. There's motherfuckers that get death threats. Their threat is every time they walk out their door. That's what the money's for.
See, but see, once again, that's you thinking about other people instead about her. Like, so, like, what would you expect her to do? Like, who's she talk to you about this sort of thing?
Give me $1.4 million a year, and I'll turn on all my social media.
Hey, man, there are a million ways to make $1 million that don't involve basketball. You all got the opportunity to do it.
Brandon, when y'all to come up with an idea of how to make $1 million without driving a truck?
All day, Brandon.
Well, there's robbing the truck.
People can
there's insurance fraud on a truck.
I almost had that happen this week, Brandon. It just hit the wrong part of the truck. Or last week. I don't know what week it was now.
Was this
last week? No, it was last week. Oh, shit, wait, was it April? What? Yo, it was this week. April 2nd.
So, you got diabetes.
If you have type 2 diabetes like I have, you're confronted with choices. You can choose to feel sorry for yourself. I hope you don't.
All right, well, that was fun.
Anyway, we talked about that for a really long time.
Yeah, way too long. Way too long.
Man, my MacBook. You should tell me a long time ago, Jerry.
I was wondering why I couldn't hear you at times.
You should tell me a long time ago. I've been over here cutting niggas off, and you ain't heard me one time.
Well,
I was cutting off Brandon's whole speech.
I know.
I was trying to cut off his whole speech when he trying to overhear both of y'all niggas over here on these real high horses. I hope you got a bunch of sugar cubes in your pockets. You guys got me saying the N-word. That's how mad I am. Yeah, that's right. I said it. These niggas on their high horses. I feel like Steven, and they coming in and like Django on the horses.
Yeah. Hello, my ass. Who this nigga up on that name?
In other news, the Athletics, the Oakland A's, have announced that they are putting in 2 new trademarks for the Sacramento A's and the Sacramento Athletics because they moving out this bitch next year. The A's have announced they will play the rest of their 2025
like 3 years
2027 seasons we played in West Sacramento at the former Rivercat Stadium.
Born and raised.
3 years.
Hey man, shout out to, we were talking about minor league ballparks or minor league teams. Shout out to the A's for being a minor league team that is moving to an actual minor league ballpark.
Just so disgusting, man, how they did. Did you see an article in the Ringer this week? It was really sad. It went into the A's and Jeff Fisher family and how he just really, you know, think about this. We've seen teams move in our lifetime. All of us, right? All of us in our lifetime have seen, we've seen one baseball team. We've seen, I don't know. Have you seen an NBA team moving? Yeah, Vancouver. We saw Vancouver move to Memphis.
No, we saw Charlotte move to New Orleans.
Charlotte moved to New Orleans. We saw New Orleans. We saw Seattle get stolen from underneath their foot.
It's a lot of anger with
Stern.
Jared with Seattle.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma. We've seen in football. We've seen the Rams move to LA and then back to St. Louis and back to LA. We've seen the Raiders move about 5 or 6 times, but nobody has alienated fans like the A's have, and they move. Nobody has done what he's done. Raise ticket price for the move. Get rid of all product. Get rid of all the trade players for nothing. Players that were not supposed to be anything but became something. Get traded for nothing. Right? The decent players traded. I mean, they had one good player last year, Esteury Ruiz, who led the American League in stolen bases. I drafted him on fantasy team. This fool batting 400, and they send him down to the minor leagues.
He has a hole in his swing. He's got to work on that little hitch.
They said he got to work on the swing, but he's batting 420, so he's the best hitter on the team right now.
So, hey, I got a question for you, baseball aficionados. Can they force them to sell that team?
Nope.
No.
Because they got the commissioner.
He's got to do something crazy.
And the commissioner's horrible. Yeah, he has to get caught like doing something like raping somebody or something, man.
He got to do something illegal. Can he just say something insensitive about black people? Does that still work?
That won't work in baseball.
Okay, the LGBT.
They might agree with him. Rob Manfred might agree. He might get drunk. I agree. It's a piece of tin.
Who's the next? What's the next group that can get him? The alphabet, the mafia.
They need to sell that team.
They do.
They need to sell that team in a hurry.
Well, they're not.
Do something about it, or maybe incentivize them to. Hey, look, pull them to the side. Hey, man, y'all might need to think about, giving this up to another group, something, because this is not good for the league. It's embarrassing. They're embarrassing the other squads. They're not going to be able to get players. It's a shit show. They need to do something about selling that team to another owner group.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
No, I was going to say, man, I'm going to need some of that Oakland athletics merchandise.
You don't want that shit, Brandon.
I would need some, not official merchandise, but however we
just wait till next year. It'll be cheaper.
It's absolutely embarrassing. I can't believe they're allowing this to go on. The other owners should step in and be like, hey, come on. This is looking really bad on us. You guys got to do something. You should be motivating them. I guess rich people don't talk to rich people like that in that manner. I guess in the baseball league, they'll do it in the NBA. They'll do it in the NFL. They want to. I think they're happy. Like, they're happy to have a team in Vegas, and they're happy their team didn't have to do it. So I think that's the main thing. I think they're happy.
Yeah.
That
This gonna allow them. This move to Vegas gonna allow the commissioner to do his. Because that once they officially move, then they don't have to worry about stadiums no more, and then that allows them to open up what they want to do is have 2 additional new franchises.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that the A's, they want to play in a smaller ballpark because I guess the rent was too damn high, and so now they get a true minor league ballpark. Here's a clip.
Yeah, got a fucking lawn.
So, as you can see, they have no stands behind any of the outfield wall.
Oh, God.
It looks like some auxiliary buildings for supplies and maybe a food court. And then they have, let's just.
That looks like a college behind it. Is that a school?
Yeah, man. Shohei Ohtani's gonna break that scoreboard out there.
They look like a women's softball field.
They have a nice lawn in the center right field, all the way to the right field pole. So I guess you can go sit there.
When are they moving to Las Vegas? When are they moving to Las Vegas?
Not soon enough, because
4 years.
Yeah, because they gonna play 3 years here.
They gonna play 3 years in Sacramento in that heat. Good luck during the day games.
Oh my God. I really wasn't paying attention when Jared sent this story. I didn't know that lease. I thought it was like, oh, these dudes. I thought it was just a bump stop. I didn't know it was 3 years. This is embarrassing. You gotta rush this.
This is it's not good. They're gonna be playing in West Sacramento, right off the river. Sometimes in Sacramento it can be, a cool 96 degrees at 7 p.m.
Parks out here in Surprise. It's bigger than that park.
The college, that's about the same size as UC Berkeley Stadium. They could have just said, we're going to play at Cal.
Yeah, like Crenshaw.
Yeah, they're playing in a minor league stadium for a minor league team. So shout out sponsorship to the A's. It's sad. As you know, the A's were like my formative team. Like they were the best team in baseball when I was young, really young, and I was a baseball player. Loved baseball. Grew up. Baseball was probably the first big sport, and so it does hurt as an A's fan to see this come into this when you consider like the history the team has. The city, Oakland, has been good to it, has been abused by it, honestly. It's like I've been ready for Oakland just to say fuck it, let them go because of the ownership team, which is sad. It's sad that I feel that way about one of my favorite teams and my first favorite team. So shout out to the A's, maybe turn on your comments so people can continue to talk shit so rightfully against you guys. But it's just a disappointing thing that y'all keep showing how mediocre that you want to be. They're not even aiming for mediocre at this point. That's the problem. Is that I can say that and it's still, I'm overselling what they're doing. No, they're like, no, please drop down a couple more rungs. We are not trying to be anything near mediocre. We're trying to be a piss poor franchise that doesn't pay players and benches their only all-star from last year or sends down their best player to the minor leagues. And there's a conspiracy brother was saying that because they were wearing the last dive bar in Oakland wristbands or little rubber wristbands, that's the reason why they got sent down, because that's the bar that is sponsoring all the A's fan and community protests against the A's. So
a lot of the men have thrown away any type of verification to prove that they dick belong to you.
Anyways, yeah, man.
Well, shout out to the A's, man. So are you still gonna be a fan when they move to Vegas?
I don't know. It's not. Well, here's the other thing, and this is where they've been either so good at what they're doing, or it's just them being incompetent and stupid, assholes. I don't know which one's worse. Is them being like a vindictive, team like this. But they've purposely made sure that there's nobody on this team that anybody has any ties to or interest in, and that nobody knows who they are. Brandon, were you here when we played the game last year? Cornhole or a-hole?
No, I don't think so.
Shout out to Todd. Come on our show. He did a game of this or that, and he would give a name, and you had to guess whether that was the current A's player from the 2023 roster or a professional cornhole player that you might see on ESPN The Ocho.
John Fuentes. Darius.
Damn, that's a hard one, because he definitely sounded like he played baseball. I was about to just yell.
Don't make the mistake Pedro made.
Yeah. I was just about to yell out cornhole, but
being racist.
That nigga sounded like he played baseball for sure. Spell his last name.
Fuentez.
Just to let you know, Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is not the type of person to play baseball with any Latin people.
I know that's confused because I'm thinking of Nick Fuentes. Is he? Hold on. Is it John or Sean?
John.
Oh, that nigga played cornhole.
Correct. John Moneybags Fuentes is the co-captain of the Missouri Mays. A barber by trade, John loves golf and cheesecake. And of course, we all remember when he started and finished his first ESPN appearance with a 12-pack.
Come on.
That's when you make all 4 bags.
Let's just say it was definitely up in the air on each one. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have anybody that anybody cares about. They traded away any of the players that they were developing, the young guys. Matt Olson has gone on to have a really good season, and we'll see if he can continue. But with Atlanta, Matt Chapman has kind of been up and down, not great, but still an elite, fielding third baseman. And so they've cleaned house. They have a rotating roster of AAA players that are playing for them right now. Not even great top prospects. So they're in a bad way. They've done it purposely or just through sheer incompetence. Either way, it's being done with purpose to eventually move. And so get the fuck out, sooner the better. Just go. Just go. I'm good. I will celebrate the A's of before when they started doing all this complete fuckery. Those are the teams I'll celebrate. I won't be necessarily worried about the current day or the future A's. We'll say that.
I mean, it's similar to where I'm at with the Raiders. Like, I don't support anything Raiders. Like, they don't get any more of my money or my attention. But I support Raider fans. I'm happy y'all happy. But I hope everything bad happens to the organization. I don't know how to thread that needle.
Well, the A's have been so good about me. Like, it's hard for me to root for them not to do well because then I'm rooting against these players who are just trying to make it and are being treated with substandards of a professional athlete in the Major League Baseball by the A's. Yeah. But they can't say no to the job. Their rights are owned by the A's. So
because they're minor league. Because if you play for the A's, like you might be out of the league if you don't play for them.
Yeah.
You really ain't got the skills to be in the league.
Yeah.
You might. And then once you prove yourself, you're like, all right, I'm going to get out of this motherfucker.
Oh, it serves better to be the 13th man on an active NBA roster. You get paid more than the A's top 3 earners. It is what it is. Shout out to the A's. John Fisher, eat a dick. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts is the segment in the show where everyone gets a chance to rant, complain, or highlight something positive in the world. Cuddy Corner shoutouts. Cuddy Corner shoutouts.
It's time. We're burning now. God, if you let it hell, so cold and bleeding now. I'm in with it, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people now. I just said I need a backyard.
Aaron, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
Yeah, Dr. Sun, backyard. Yeah, my Cuddy Corner shout out this week goes out to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Just when I was ready to ridicule and go off on it for letting Chauncey Billups in a week ago with the announcement, they went worse. They went worse with the announcement yesterday. Also going into the next class will be Jerry West for the 3rd time. Jerry West will be going in the Basketball Hall of Fame for the 3rd time. He's already in as a player.
Can't just update his profile?
He's already in he's already in off of his Olympic team that he played on that won a medal way back in the day. And now he's going in as a contributor. But that's not the worst. The worst is Michael Cooper. The Lakers have been announced that he's going into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Michael Cooper. Now, can I tell you something? Michael Cooper was one of my favorite players. I love watching Michael Cooper, Magic Johnson, and Coop the Hoop. The man was Defensive Player of the Year in 1980. I believe it was 85. 8-time off defensive player. He was off the bench. The man never made an all-star game. He's only gotten 2 MVP votes, and that was from when I believe the players vote. Michael Cooper is not a Hall of Famer. I love the man. Love to watch him play. I love what he meant for the Lakers. He is not a Hall of Famer. And this just brings more ridicule. Chauncey Billups, Adam Silver really wants to submit himself and his legacy in the NBA. He's already the worst commissioner I've ever seen, worst basketball, worst period. If he really wants to do some good for the NBA and be remembered for doing something good, he needs to break off and have their own NBA Hall of Fame. And it needs to have some high standards because right now the Basketball Hall of Fame just letting anyone in, man. It's letting anyone in. I'm waiting for me. Here's the crazy part. I read an article that said the only thing that Michael Cooper got going good for him making the Hall of Fame was the fact that at least he was an NBA player. Because there's so many people in who are owners, contributors, people who never played the game at all at any level are in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Because they owned the team or they were GM or they were something. I'm waiting for them to put me in for my managing skills in women's basketball team. Might as well. Marianne Stanley, give me a holler, give me a recommendation. Omni Forney,
Were you in Hoosiers, man? You could be in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe I was behind a picture of something to put me in the NBA Hall of Fame, man. Basketball Hall of Fame. You put everybody else in the shit, man. Manager, women's basketball manager. 96 to 99.
Film team.
Film team after that. Did men's and women's.
Butt roll outcast. Honorable mention.
Butt roll outcast. Red tape, my ad. It was the tape was pouring as soon as you saw it was red. They should have known, man. Left it in the damn VCR. Butt roll outcast. That was a damn good tape too. Butt roll outcast, man. That was a damn good tape. Joey Silvera's Butt roll outcast.
I like booty.
I believe my girl Miko Lee might have been in that before her family found out she did porn and she quit.
Man, I'm thirsty. Might as well have some of this booty sweat I got back in Da Nang.
Aaron, you got to watch that new Parasite, The Gray.
I already seen you was watching it. I got that cute Korean girl in it. I seen she was in this one Korean show called When My Love Blooms. And she's fine, man. She cute. She's really cute. Beautiful.
What's her name?
She's the main star of that Parasite one.
No, but what's her name? I don't know her name.
I don't know, man, Jared. I don't know names, man. Don't.
Aaron has not even. He hasn't got the evolution of his. But soon,
I know what shows they in.
He knows the shows they in. Soon he gonna start learning some names and some facts.
Yeah, that'll be next evolution.
Taco Pablo, do you have a Cuddy Corner shout out?
My Cuddy Corner shout out goes out to there's a trend online. Like, I'm a parent, so people send you parent shit all the time. But there's a trend. People just complain about the kids they decide to have, and I'm just like, I'm not on board with this sort of idea that life is supposed to be easy when you decide to have a kid. Like, if you decided, if that was your choice, you went in this full bore, all right, we're gonna do this kid thing. At that point, like, stop claiming about shit you could have predicted. That's my whole thing. Like, you knew you probably weren't gonna be sleeping a lot. I'm not saying it's not hard, but I'm just saying, like, we don't need to make TikToks about it. We don't need to be out here. Okay. I decided to move away from my family. I moved on the other side of the country. You know what I thought that was? You know what I could have predicted? Hey, I'm not going to have a lot of babysitters. I'm not going to have a lot of people stopping by to watch my kids. You know what I don't do? Make a TikTok about it. Oh, I'm a no-support parent. It's really tough. Wait, I'm crying right now.
There's a term for it?
Let me get my, yeah, there are terms for this. And there's just sort of the little jabs, right? They realize that your kids are your family. Like, those people like you hope take care of you when you're a little bit older. Those people you hope come visit you when they leave the house. And like I see just thousands of posts, just people explain about their kids, how hard it is, how the kids are jerks, which some kids are. I mean, we work in education, some kids are jerks, but I say that about other people's kids, not the people living in my house, not the people I'm supposed to be responsible for. Yeah, man. So my corner shout out goes out to those folks who are giving parents bad name, man. And some of it's like tongue in cheek, some of it's satire, but for the most part, some parents really feel like that. Like, they feel like their kids are supposed to be this easy ride, which it ain't, or that their kids are supposed to somehow be more mature than they are. Like, it's all of it. It's the tantrum. It's the I hurt my knee. Can you put a Band-Aid on this even invisible scar I got? Like, it's all the stuff. You just gotta deal with it. I just wish we were more positive about parenting, made it more normal rather than parents trying to pretend they ain't got kids when they got kids. Sort of thing I see all happen all the time. So, which is why you see all the kids in the beer gardens. Why you see all the kids turning
bored as hell.
Turning good breweries to daycares.
I agree. Thank you for mentioning that.
Like, I talk about this sometimes in the sense that you have to like mourn your single self in order to actually be a good parent at some point. Like, at some point, like, you can't hold on to two identities. Like hear about this with athletes all the time. Like, once I was an athlete, now I have to go do something else once that shit over. Like, you have to like really mourn that and like embrace the next thing. And I feel like these motherfuckers don't embrace being parents, man. I feel like they was like, man, well, we got this kid, but that's not going to stop nothing. I was like, it should stop a lot of shit. It should stop a lot of shit. But it don't for these folks, man. So that's my Cuddy Corner shout out. Secondary Cuddy Corner shout out goes out to the term trad wives or traditional wives, or what we're calling these people now. I watched TikTok today about some lady. Yeah, I mean, there's a subculture of women who stay at home because they married rich dudes who are in tech or whatever. And this lady's like, "Oh, I woke up my kids this morning and they asked them what they want to eat. They said cereal, so I made them chocolate chip cookie cereals from scratch." She was like making these little chocolate chip cookies.
Like them pigs, I better get those pig pancreases ready. I got a rush. I better hurry up and get mine.
No, and I'm just so tired of this idea. Like, oh, like I want to be a traditional wife. I don't want to work. I want my husband to go to work and provide everything for us. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I mean, if you could do it, if it makes sense. I know a lot of traditional wives, just mostly because daycare is too much, right? Either you're at the top of the spectrum where you don't have to work, your kids go to daycare all day, or you don't have the money for daycare. So somebody needs to stay home unless you could make more money working than it would cost for the daycare. Those are my thoughts this week, man. Happy y'all back, man. You proved me wrong. Like I said at the top of the show, I saw a tree, I saw snow. Instagram stories this week. I was like, man, we for sure not recording this week.
All right, well, my Cuddy Corner shout out. It's like I just want to goes out to the UN. For basically just not doing shit. I don't know, y'all probably heard the 7 aid workers that were killed in Gaza last week, and then there's all these binding resolutions being brought forward, and now they finally passed one to get ceasefire and to stop selling aids to Israel, and with the conflict going on, and it's not gonna stop anything from happening. And also, when they had other votes, the U.S. could just veto anything. And I did Model UN as a high schooler. That shit was fun. Aaron, did you ever do Model UN?
No, we ain't had no stupid shit like that when I was.
I had some stupid shit like that where I got a chance to see some of the inner workings of diplomacy across the world.
Did they believe in y'all kids? They thought y'all was gonna grow and do stuff.
They said y'all gonna do that, man. We was at a hotel. We was hanging out with a bunch of other high schoolers. We representing different countries. We had to learn about our country and shit, and they had to advocate for our country and they propose resolutions or decide which resolutions to vote on that will benefit our country. It's basically an inner working of learning how the facade of international governance and peace treaties actually works. It's like as long as the U.S. don't veto it, it'll be good. I was like, wait a minute. So the U.S. I was like, there's a couple countries that can just veto anything, and I was like, that's not united. That's individualistic nations. And so for all the good the UN does, along with contributing more of their own workers to also get killed along with the other aid workers, that are being. Anyways, the UN still ain't doing shit. Don't do shit. Nothing's getting done, and it's sad and it's annoying, and we stuck in the cycle of two old grumpier old men in our election. Vote local. That's all I gotta say. Vote local. Vote local. Vote local. Also,
I thought you said Four Loco right now.
Four Locos. Vote local. Four Loco. Sponsored by Four Loco, y'all. My other Cuddy Corner shout out goes out to the political state of affairs where DEI is now the new woke and is being used to blame any and everything. Y'all know about the bridge that fell and they blame a DEI governor or a mayor. The planes that had a wheel fall off of it and had a door fly off of it. Blaming for DEI. I'd be worried if I saw a nigga get in the cockpit. I don't know. All these crazy ass dog whistle politics is its finest. But it's like not even getting good. It's just like, oh man, like anything that seems to be opening avenues for more representation and opening opportunities for people that have been underserved or underrepresented historically is the devil. That's really the stance of what conservatives is. Anything that's new for other people that we don't fully comprehend, nor do we want to try and comprehend, is wrong and it's morally repugnant and evil and yeah. So fuck all y'all for using that bullshit and continue to throw that shit out there. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's disappointing that they can just continue to hijack terms or hijack the intent of things and spin it for whatever the fuck they want to say it is to drum up their xenophobic or fear-mongering, racist, bigoted, hateful, non-acknowledging or tolerant viewpoints and expected lifestyles for everyone. So y'all can just go shove it. I do got a little irregular internet though. This one, just a reminder of that time as we are in an election year. Just to remind you guys that although Joe Biden can't speak about beer, Donald Trump has no tact about people in despair. Do you remember when he was shooting jumpers with paper towel rolls to Puerto Ricans? Great film. Bucket.
You need paper towels.
He got better form than Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I'm tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. That's why black people are gonna vote for Trump, because he got basketball shooting form. Anybody say that in the comments?
He gonna put the shoes on? No, I didn't go through. I can't. I try and avoid the comments, Aaron. I tell you, it's one of the most toxic places. It's one of the most hilarious places sometimes.
Just say, woman with the full beard says it's hard to find a man. What is in your timeline?
Hold on. Oh, this is the question of the day.
No one's gonna marry you, Haranam. Like, you have a beard. No one's gonna date you, Haranam. You have a beard. No one's gonna be your boyfriend, Haranam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And then I'll get like really feminine men message me, but that's not who I'm attracted to, Hannah. I like really masculine men because I am very soft. I'm so different to what you see like on TV. You know, on TV.
I've never seen you on TV.
I mean, not, but no, generally you'll see, oh, she's strong, she's, you know, what she's talking about is very powerful, whatever people say. But then at home, I'm very quiet. You know, I'm very feminine, I'm very soft. People don't get to see that side of me.
Would you hit it or would you not? Did he do it?
Did he do it or did he not?
Did he not?
I want to know, Jared. So you've been thinking about women with mustaches?
No, I just saw this. It came on my timeline.
Yeah, your timelines after. I don't want to get near your computer next time.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say you and Jared should trade computers for a week. Clear all that up.
Jesus Christ!
It'd be all.
Yeah. AG3. What about you?
I'm sure. You know, I think I wouldn't do. Not my type, but I'm sure she can find. She can find some guy that's like, you know, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's someone out there. Like she said, some feminine men be hitting her up. I'm sure there's gonna be one guy that likes, like, maybe he's kind of he likes women parts, but he's into guys. I don't know. She figures something out. There's a lot of people in this world. She'll find somebody.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll take her on a date to therapy. Like, why? Like, you complain about this beard. Why have you thought about shaving it? You got it all lined up and everything. Like, what? Like, what are you trying to do here? Like,
yeah, respect to being natural, I guess. I don't know.
What are we really doing here?
In other news, this one's for Pedro.
That works for me. All right. Do I need to sign anything? No. Just out of here.
It's like, where did you find this?
My comment about my client? Yeah. I just met her. She's really nice. She's really smart. She sounds like she's got the right idea about things. I really support what she's up to. And
This looks like some type of nightmare.
How about that?
She's accused of, what is it, criminal trespass?
In the first degree, yes.
Is she innocent or guilty?
She's innocent, of course.
She's innocent, okay. Well, she's caught on video being arrested and protesting and allegedly protesting. So I'm trying to get all sides. So
My client has pled not guilty. My name is Stephanie Mueller. I'm in the directory for the Washington State Bar Association. You could look me up.
Okay, so Stephanie, thank you for your time.
As a public defender.
Trolls don't stop, man. Trolls don't stop. Like at some point, you gotta realize this motherfucker's trolling you with an interview about this insignificant case. He's got a fucking 4K camera on you. Like, this is not about the case.
And he followed you outside to get this. He didn't even.
Exactly.
Well, I think we need to just let's
He's
just.
filming you in the courtroom and then follow you outside.
What is that possible?
Would you hit this? Did he do it?
Goddamn, man. Goddamn.
Or did he not? No, did he? If you do.
Jesus Christ.